Hi, my name is Katie Crooks. I'm a Public Programs Coordinator at the Smithsonian American Art Museum's Renwick Gallery. Today we're here in the Grand Salon to show you how to make reed baskets. The type of basket that we're going to make today is very similar to maybe what you would find at a very beginner level, so it's pretty easy. If you've never woven a basket before, this is a great way to get started. So you're going to need a few materials. The kit that I purchased all of this from, I found online, so it's not very hard to find these things readily available. What I have to get me started is some reed that comes in big coils like this, and this is a pound of round reed measuring 2.25 millimeters. It's pretty flexible even when dry, but you'll see I have a bunch of it soaking in a shallow tub of water. To make reed malleable so that you can bend it and weave it, you do need to soak it in water for at least 20 minutes beforehand. Something to keep note when you're trying to figure out if you have enough time to do a craft. Also, we're going to start with a pre-drilled base. So I have these little plywood bases that have 11 holes drilled around them that will tightly hold the 2.25 millimeter reed. 11 is important. You need to use an odd number if you're making your own bases so that you can create the in and out pattern needed. This is what the finished basket will look like. We'll talk a little bit more about how these take shape at the end. To get started though, what I pre-did before we got started today is I took my reed and I used a ruler and just a basic pair of scissors. Anything that's not a children's scissors or maybe a garden scissors or a heavy duty kitchen shears, those will probably work. And I measured lengths of reed that were 10.5 inches, and I went ahead and cut them. 11 of those so that I could make my spokes for this. And those have been soaking in water for quite some time, so they should be about ready. Just going to tap some of the excess water off of them, and I'm going to push them through the base. You want them to stick out about 2.25 inches. Okay, this one's 2.25. And you want to work pretty quickly because the faster your reed dries out, the more brittle it becomes, and then you can have breakage, which you can usually fix the breaks while weaving, but it's better in the end to not have any broken pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and push all of these through. I already have one that I've done, and when that gets done it looks like this. And to secure them all at the bottom, you're going to do a folding over pattern, and it creates a basket that's slightly raised up from the ground. I'll show you the basics of that here. For this one, what you're going to do is you take one reed, and you can start anywhere, and you're going to fold it in front of the reed next to it and behind the reed behind it. Fold it under, and then fold it behind. When you get to the very end, you just incorporate the reeds into each other, and you'll end up with a base like that. So from this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start weaving reed in and out, and you can start just about anywhere. And it's going to create this pattern that we see on the finished piece. So I'm going to go ahead and take a length of reed, and you can start anywhere. And you basically just stick it behind one of the posts here, and then to the next one it goes in front. And then since these are a little drier, so you're going to want to move mostly the reed that you just pulled out of the water. You're going to pull it behind, and then it'll go in front, and then behind, and in front, and you just keep doing that until you run out of reed, and then you cut another length from your reed soaking in water, and you keep going. When you get to the edge here, you just simply, the one that we started with, we started behind, so now, because we have an odd number, you're going to be going in front, and for the second row, it'll look the opposite. And you just keep weaving until you get about 2 inches of this. And just keep putting reed in wherever it leaves off, and the ends, tuck them in as you go up. When you get to about 2 inches, if you desire, you can put, these here are plastic pony beads. You can go ahead and just put a pony bead on each one of those to create a nice decorative line. You could also choose to put a plain colored bead on there and then weave a ribbon in and out of the basket, which is a nice other decorative element you can do. Or you can choose to just do straight basket weaving all the way to the top. I do have one that I've started. You'll notice this pitcher of water. I've been soaking the top reeds of this basket, which has no decorative element within it. And I've been soaking the top because while you're weaving, your reeds are going to get very dry. And if you try to fold in the top of the basket at this point in time, they're probably going to break on you. So having some sort of cylinder of water that you can dump the top into is a great idea. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the reeds and I'm going to put them in front and then behind. Each reed to the right, and I'm going to do that all the way around, and when I get to the very last one, you just tuck it on the inside and you end up with a lovely top that looks like our finished one here. And that, in short, is how you create a craft camp basket.